I have been creating content for 12 years. Therefore, I have accumulated so many books since then, but I've also unhauled them. It is my goal this year to read 50% of my physical TBR, and I've been doing that with my series TBR Tackle. It has officially been 1 year since I made that series. I'll link a playlist down below. In that series, I tackle my physical TBR 2 books at a time with a challenge. To name a few, I've had a color generator pick, I had Pinterest pick, and more recently I had 3 of my booktube friends pick what I read, so I ended up reading 3 books. But currently my physical TBR still sits at 160 books. So since I just hit the 1-year anniversary of doing TBR Tackle, I figured it was finally time to show you every book on my physical TBR. In this video, I am just going to show the books. I will be in 2 different settings, here and a different room. I have 2 bookshelves, one in this room and one in another room. The bookshelf in this room holds all of my special editions, collections, and books that I have physically read. For my TBR, I have books in that room on a bookshelf and in some crates and in this TBR cart. I use the top of the TBR cart every month to hold the books that I'll be reading for said month or the month next. I don't want to spoil anything, so I took them off and they are on the floor. If you want to see the behind the scenes process of me gathering all of these books, I actually just filmed some clips for my monthly vlog that I provide to my top members on Patreon and Bindery through my Bookish bundle tier. Bindery is the best way to support me. It is my dream to have my own imprint, to publish the queer and trans books that I love reading and wish I saw as a teen. So if you want to help me out, the link is down below. Now let's get to the books. I'm not going to list the titles down below because I genuinely would not be able to write 160 books, but the way that this video is going to go is I'm just going to show you every book and read the title and author. There are some cases where I will tell you why I have them because they're probably for a video, but besides that, I am just going to show the books. Get cozy because we're probably going to be here for a while. While you're watching, please let me know 3 to 5 books that you would like me to read because I would love to know what you want me to prioritize so that I can feature them in future episodes of TBR Tackle. So that is your homework while watching. Let's get to the books. Let's just start here. Most Wonderful by Georgia Clark. Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. This is actually an ARC, and I plan to read this, but I think I want the physical copy and probably the audiobook. Black Panther Tales of Wakanda, edited by Jesse J. Holland. The next stack of books are my Read It or Unhaul It list. These are 6 books that I picked out to read this year or I have to unhaul them. You can let me know if you want me to prioritize any of these, but they are books that I am going to read this year. I Killed Zoe Spanos by Kit Frick. The Easy Part of Impossible by Sarah Tomp. Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. When We Believed in Mermaids by Barbara O'Neill. Hot Girls with Balls by Benedict Wen. Fiona and Jane by Jean Chen Ho. Water in May by Esme Williams. That's the end of my Read It or Unhaul It list. Honey and Issues Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba Jagadar. How to Become a Planet by Nicole Melleby. This is my last book of hers. Hell Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White. The Honeys by Ryan LaSala. OK Cupid by Mason Deaver. In Repair by A.L. Graziadei. This Thing of Ours by Frederick Joseph. Going Off Script by Jen Wild. A Feast for the Eyes by Alex Crespo. Wild Dances, My Queer and Curious Journey to Eurovision by William Lee Adams. The Duke's Sister and I by Emma Claire Sunday. Always Be My BB by Priyanka Teslim. A Lady for All Seasons by TJ Alexander. Running Home to You by Samantha Saldivar. Till Death by Kellen McDaniel. The Relationship Mechanic by Carmen Lee. I actually plan to use this for the buzzword prompt this year to read a book with an occupation in the title, so I thought this would be fitting. Meet Me on Love Street by Farah Haran. Love at Second Sight by F.T. Lukens. Chicken Heart by Morgan Bocher. Punk Like Me by J.D. Glass and Chris Driesen. Let Me List the Ways by Sarah White. If you followed me during my writing era in like 2020, 2021, I actually bought this for research because it had diabetes rep, type 1 diabetes, because I had a character in my book who has type 1 diabetes and I wanted to read some own voices, representation, and just how it was written. Save the Cat writes a young adult novel by Jessica Brody. This is a craft book. I also have this box set of Morgan Matson books. The only book I haven't read is Second Chance Summer. I really didn't want to have to pull it out of this. I also have this box set from Bindery. This is their spring 2026 releases, so I'm just gonna read the titles off because I really don't feel like taking them out of this box set. I do have a book haul where I talk about them more, so I'll link that down below. Saturn Returning by Kim Narby. Wayward Souls by Susan J. Morris. This Is Not a Test by Courtney Summers. Black as Diamond by U.M. Agawike. Our Sister's Keeper by Jasmine Holmes. Burn the Sea by Mona Tawari. And Devil of the Deep by Valencia Jean Francois. Those are all the books on the floor. Let's go over to my TBR cart. Rhett and Link's Book of Mythicality. A Sharp Endless Need by Matt Crane. The Influencers by Anna Marie McLemore. I don't know how good you can see this book because it looks like there's a glare, but it is On a Summer Night by Gabriel D. Vidrine. Needle Lake by Justine Champine. This whole video is going to be me butchering people's last names and I'm really sorry. I'm very good at trying to figure out how to pronounce it, but 160 books, it's pretty tough. You Exist Too Much by Zaina Arafat. The Most Likely Club by Elisa Friedland. I wanted to do a video where I bought books from the dollar store and compared them to other like retail outlets like Target and Walmart, but I ended up scrapping that video. I would like to do it sometime. I just don't know if right now is the time to do it, but I figure that I'll probably feature this at the end of the year when I do another canceled videos, where I read books from canceled videos. Too Trans, Too Furious. Edited by Tuck Woodstock and Nico Stratis. Trinkets by Kirsten Smith. Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. Murder in the Dressing Room by Holly Stars. The Dreamweaver by Rena Luz Alegre. What My Bones Know by Stephanie Fu. Sammy Espinosa's Last Review by Taylor Mejia. This Is What I Know About Art by Kimberly Drew. She Gets the Girl by Rachel Limcott and Allison Derrick. Make My Wish Come True by Rachel Limcott and Allison Derrick. Joy to the Girls by Rachel Limcott and Allison Derrick. Olivetti by Allie Millington. Once for Yes by Allie Millington. Queer Leaders by Olivia A. Cole and Ashley Woodfolk. It's a Love Skate Relationship by Carly J. Corson. True Biz by Sarah Novick. Survival Show by Juno Dawson. Lark and Kasim Start a Revolution by Kaysen Calendar. Motor City Love Song by Lisa Pierce. The Season of Light and Darkness by Jillian Cantor. The Long Con by Jenna Voris. Girl's Girl by Sonia Feldman. Even the authors had to censor themselves on social media, but I'll just hold it up briefly and I'll put a abbreviation on the screen. Brother and Sister Enter the Forest by Richard Mirabella. Color Me In by Natasha Diaz. Ready When You Are by Gary Lonesborough. And the two final books off my TBR card are Dapper Q Style Ungendering Fashion by Anita Dulce Vita. This is basically just a book of queer fashion. A good coffee table book. Safe and Sound, A Renter's Friendly Guide to Home Repair by Mercury Stardust. I actually have this signed by her because I got it when I went to her signing. Those are all of the books off of my physical TBR in this room. Off my TBR cart, off of my pile of books on the ground. Can I hire somebody to put these all away for me? Because I really don't want to do it. Booktube should come with that. Why doesn't Booktube come with this after 12 years of somebody to professionally put my books back for me? Behind the scenes, I'm gonna take a break, but for you, you'll see the second part. Here is the other bookshelf that holds most of my physical TBR. The titles that have the pages forward are not meant for you to see. I actually have a whole stack right here from buckets of books that I have in my attic, so I'm actually going to start with them first. The lighting situation in here is kind of hard because I have glasses, but we just have to make do. Brush with Love by Maisie Eddings, which is also signed by her. Hunter and Santi Were Here by Johnny Garzavia. Mom Girls by Stephen Graham Jones. Chipped by Jose Vadi. Bang Bang Crash, a memoir by Nick Brown. The glare in here is terrible. Burnout, The Secret of Unlocking the Stress Cycle by Emily Nagoski, PhD, and Amelia Nagoski, DMA. The First Time She Drowned by Kerry Kelter. Antisocial by Gillian Blake. Shadow Tag by Louise Erdrich. Jude Saves the World by Ronnie Riley. Mateo by Michael Leali. Spin With Me by Amy Polanski. Act Cool by Tobley McSmith. The Song of Us by Kate Fusner. Fat Chance Charlie Vega by Crystal Melinado. The Star Won't Go Out by Esther Earle. The Astonishing Color of After by Emily XR Pan. LGBTQ plus Revolution 2.0. A celebratory collection of LGBTQ plus narratives by Jill Fredenberg. The author actually sent me a copy of this many years ago, and unfortunately I never got around to it. Your Lonely Nights Are Over by Adam Sass. The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore. Relative Strangers by Paula Gardner. Speak by Laurie Hulse Anderson. I actually read this in high school, but it's been a while since I've read it, so technically it's on my unread list. And I think I might have just gotten a paper cut from one of the books. The Garden of Small Beginnings by Abby Waxman. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I can't tell you how long I've had this. Honestly, I've probably had it since the beginning of my booktube career. Apparently it's from Home Goods and it was $5, so... Royal Holiday by Jasmine Guillory, and People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I probably will unhaul this, honestly, because I don't really care to read Emily Henry anymore. I was going to do a video where I gave her a second chance. I just don't really want to do that anymore. I don't feel like that really fits my channel, so chances are very slim that I'll ever read that. But it does have a character named Alex, and I can't lie, I am a little curious about it. At this time in my life, I can't really bring myself to care about Emily Henry. Alright, we are at the bookshelf. It is time for the last hurrah. Here are all of the remaining books on my physical TBR. Surviving Transphobia by Laura A. Jacobs. This is an anthology. The Winners by Frederick Bachman, the last book in the series that I am totally procrastinating because it's 700 pages and I don't want this series to end. Lose You to Find Me by Eric J. Brown. Page Boy by Elliot Page. Greta by J.S. Lemon. In the Unlikely Event by Judy Blume. This is signed from her bookstore in Florida. I actually forgot a book from that stack. This is The Unabridged Journals of Sylvia Plath. I was going to do a video where I read books that Rory Gilmore read, like off of her reading list after I did that Jess video, but I might do it again. I just feel like it doesn't really fit my content. This book, I was sent it unsolicited by the publisher, and so I just want to let you know that I do not like to share books that were sent to me that I didn't ask for, so just prefacing that. But they sent me Celestial Monsters by Aidan Thomas. Laziness Does Not Exist by Devin Pierce, PhD. The Grief Keeper by Alexandra Villasante. And I got this for $1. Fools in Love, edited by Ashley Herring Blake and Rebecca Potos. The Natural Mother of the Child, a memoir of non-binary parenthood by Chris Malcolm Bleck. The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green, signed. The Other F Word, a celebration of the fat and fierce, edited by Angie Manfredi. I know I'm butchering all these names and I genuinely feel so bad about it. Ugh. You, Me, and Our Heartstrings by Melissa C. 6 Angry Girls by Adrian Kistner. This Day Changes Everything by Edward Underhill. Where Echoes Die by Courtney Gold. Ode to My First Car by Robin Gall. Something Like Possible by Neil Moreland. Dry by Neil Schusterman. Lake Lore by Anna Marie McLemore. I'm actually going to read this, I believe in July? Sometime in the summer for my book club. American Street by E.B. Zaboy. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. A Mercy by Toni Morrison. 1500 Miles from the Sun by Jenny Garzavia. Future Feeling by Joss Lake. The Breakup Lists by Adib Karam. If you saw my latest TBR Tackle episode, I actually mentioned this book. High Risk Homosexual by Edgar Gomez. Love is an Ex-Country by Rhonda Gerard. Disability Visibility by Alice Wong. Rest in peace. Phantom Limbs by Paula Gardner. The Many Half-Lived Lives of Sam Sylvester by Maya McGregor. I'm not even in the shot anymore. Oh my gosh. That's how you know we're getting dealt to the wire. I don't even care anymore. Slam by Walter Dean Myers. Call Me Indian by Fred Sisakamoose. Funny Boy by Shyam Selvadurai. This was actually for a video. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like, I was buying books for that video where I did some video about my birthday and like the year I was born and stuff like that. So I believe that's what I got this for. I do plan to read this though. I think it's a good thing to have on my shelf for like readathons and things like that. Ink Mistress by Audrey Colhurst. Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. Call Your Boyfriend by Olivia A. Cole and Ashley Woodfolk. The third and last book in the House on the Sunrise Lagoon series, Halfway to Harbor by Nicole Melleby. Melt With You by Jennifer Dugan. You Should Be So Lucky by Kat Sebastian. Don't worry, I'm going to read this summer. Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez. The Poisonous Seed by Linda Stratman. This has a story. I meant to do a video where I had strangers pick what I read. This was a blind date with a book. I'll probably fit this into one of those canceled videos. The second to last book, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. If you tuned into TBR Tackle, I actually pulled this for an episode, but I decided to pause it and I want to read it with the audiobook. And the final book on my physical TBR is The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. That's it. See everybody next time. Those are all of the books on my physical owned TBR. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a like and leave a comment letting me know 3 to 5 books that you would like me to read besides the ones that I've talked about that I already have a plan for. I appreciate you all watching till the end. If you're new here and you like queer books, I'm Alex. I make videos about queer books every week, so if you're interested in that, hit subscribe. Thank you to my top members on Patreon and Bindery for your support this month. I appreciate you so much. If you would like to support me on my journey to having my own imprint and join my private Discord, get exclusive content every week, and be a part of fun activities that I host, the link to Bindery is down below. YouTube thinks you would really like this video and you can subscribe there.